Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to go over some braids with you guys because I asked a few days ago what you guys wanted to see, and braiding was number one. So today I'm going to do a few French braids. I'm going to do a French braid, an inside out braid, and then a fishtail braid. And then I'm going to show you kind of how to mess it up, how to clean it up, and just a few things you can do with your braids so it's not so boring. I'll show you how to prep the hair. I'll show you what tools you need and everything. I'll give you a few tips and tricks that I love, whether I'm doing it on myself or whether I'm doing it on my daughter or one of my clients for a wedding. You can incorporate a braid pretty much into anything and everything. I love braids. It makes your hair look way less boring. Also, it's a really good way to hide your hair when it's dirty. So, enjoy my braiding tutorial. Let me know if you love it or hate it or have any other questions. Also, if you guys do any braids, if you learn how to braid from watching this, make sure if you post a picture, tag me in it so I can see your braids. It'd be really fun to watch. So enjoy this video and let's get to braiding. I'm gonna use my dolly here because she has long hair and it's thick and she's quiet and she sits still for me and she's my friend. So yeah. So first I'm going to go over prepping the hair. No matter if you're doing it on yourself, if you're doing it on someone else, whoever you're doing this braid on, you're going to prep the hair pretty much the same. I don't like to braid on wet hair unless I'm doing a plain braid, not a French braid, just a regular braid. Because it just kind of makes it real messy, and for me it doesn't move as easy while I'm trying to braid. So I always have it dry, but I do always spray with a leave-in conditioner. I kind of love this tea tree lavender mint Paul Mitchell leave-in. It's new. Their tea tree line is amazing for people who have kind of a bad scalp, but if you have colored hair, you should always use the lavender of the tea tree line, not just the regular tea tree, because lavender mint is for people with colored hair. So I'm gonna spray it all over Dolly's hair, and I'm gonna take my wet brush and I'm gonna brush out all of her tangles, all of them. Make sure there's not one left because it'll make your life hard. Not really, it'll just make it harder to braid. And when you get down to it and you're have all this hair in your hands and it's freaking not, and you're ah! And you have to start over and then you get mad, and yeah. So make sure there's no tangles in your hair, your person's hair, or your dolly's hair, however you're braiding. And then make sure, yeah, it's tangled free. And I always use on my hands when I do updos, when I do any sort of styling, I always use the Paul Mitchell gloss drops. I just put it in my hands to keep shine, to get a better grip, to just keep it neat, keep your hair neat, keep all the frizz out. It just helps me get better control and not lose grip of the hair. So after we comb all the tangles out, I always start with using my rat tail comb. The only time I ever use it while braiding is literally to start my first section, and then that's it. So I like to comb all the hair straight back. And now, oops, Dolly, stay still. You're supposed to stay still. So if you are doing someone's hair who has short layers, I would suggest starting closer to the front of your head. If they don't have really any short layers, or if their hair is just super duper long, you can pretty much start in the middle, using just the top section as your first section. But I'm going to show you starting close to the front. It doesn't matter, it's just a different look. But if you have the short layers, starting closer to the front will keep all those layers in better when you start braiding, so they don't start sticking out all crazy. So, okay, hair's all combed back straight. I use the rat tail comb to take my first section. I do a rectangle section, pretty much the width of between the middle of your eyebrows. comb it straight up, get all the tangles out. I'm going to say that 100 times because I'm annoying and that's what I like to say. Also, make sure the rest of the hair, whenever you're braiding, I always use my fingers. You'll see me keep combing the hair, seriously, to keep all the tangles out. It'll make your life way easier. So, you got your front section, and you're going to take it and you're going to split it into 3 sections. One on the left, one in the middle, and one on the right. Pretty much you want to make them even. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect, but don't make like one super chunky and one real skinny. It's just like, it'll look weird. So to start your braid, you got your 3 sections, okay? You're going to make sure that you are holding on tight to your sections and that they are always cleanly separated. See, there's no hair kind of half over here, half over there. No, we do not want that. Now I just messed it up. Okay, so I got my 3 sections. So what I'm going to do, this is the regular French braid, but when you do your inside out braid, it's almost exactly the same, but there's a little difference, so I'll show you when we get there. So here we go. We're going to start on the outside. Basically, you're going to take the outside one and you're going to move it into the middle. Okay, so you're going to go over the middle strand. I wish I had one more hand to show this clearer. The middle strand is going to go under, and the left strand is going to go over, and you're going to pinch it. Okay, and then you're going to take the right strand and put it over the new middle strand, and you're going to switch it, and now you have, it should look like this. Okay, and then I always do it one more time before I start French braiding so that I have a solid base. It's just my preference, whatever you want. You don't have to do it one more time, but I like to braid all 3 strands before I start grabbing more hair. So when I start French braiding, now I'm on this side. This side is the next strand that's going to go into the middle. I drop it down, okay, and I grab with my finger, I use my finger, and I scoop some of the hair that is outside of the braid. Do you see that? Outside of the braid. And I pick up the hair that I dropped down, okay? And then you pull it into the middle. And you're gonna have to use your fingers to kind of get all the bumps out, but you wanna make sure you're holding it super tight. You see how I have it separated by 2 fingers? Maybe that's 3 fingers, I can't count. But this one's in my pinky and this one's in my pointer finger, and they're tight. My hand is basically in a fist. So then now I'm on the left side and I drop my left strand and I'm combing my hair down and I grab a new section. I use just my fingernails to section my hair because they're long enough, and I have them painted today, so I just want everyone to notice that my nails are painted. Okay, so I grabbed a new section and it's gonna go over the old middle section and back into the middle. Okay, and so now we're just gonna keep doing this over and over, and I seriously, it doesn't really matter, like, if you see how, like, my line isn't super duper clean right here. It doesn't matter. No one's going to see that. I mean, I don't really care. I'm not a perfectionist. If you're a perfectionist, well, then whatever. Make it a straight line. And now, so see how it's kind of bumpy right here? What I do is I use pretty much every single one of my fingers while I braid. You should see me try to do it on myself. I'll try to show you guys after, maybe, if I have time. It's pretty funny. I have to use a mirror. Okay. So, here we go. Now it's over. Oh, shoot. Wait, that got all discombobulated. Where am I? Here I am. Okay. You guys got me off track. I lost my spot. Okay, so now we have a new middle, and we're just going to keep going all the way down her head. And I promise you guys, I know it looks really hard and really confusing, but if you practice, it'll be way easy, I promise. I can do this without a mirror, even in my hair, without looking now, because I've done it 100 million times. But yeah, just keep practicing. Sit one of your children down in front of the TV. I said TV because my kid says TV. In front of the TV, give him a bowl of popcorn and say, you can watch a movie and eat popcorn if I can braid your hair. I promise they'll dig it. Okay, so now we're at like the widest part of her head, which is like where your ears are pretty much, going this way. So it's a little trickier, not that you're doing anything different, it's just a lot more hair and a bigger space to work over. So just make sure that your sections are still really clean and that you're holding them very tight, and that your hair is combed and not tangled. And you're gonna take, literally just use your whole finger to grab your section. I know this braid is a little messier than normal because Dolly doesn't have very good hair. I wasn't very good English either, sorry. Okay. So you see how tight I'm pulling? If she had a real face, she'd probably be like, her eyes would be stretched across her head. Okay, so this is my old section right here. I don't know if you can really tell the difference, but this is my old section that I'm gonna grab with my new section. And it really doesn't matter either how wide your sections are. Like if I took like this whole chunk or a piece, or, you know, it's really whatever you want. Braids are creative. I think of them kind of like a little art piece on your head. So just do it however you want. Make it however you want. Put your own style, your own twist on it. I'm gonna show you a few ways that you can do that too when we get to the inside out braid. A few ways to like change it up, make it cool, make it not so like straight and tight, like just make it kind of fun, edgy, puffy type of braid. Oh, I forgot to mention Dolly has a hair wrap, so we're gonna leave her hair wrap out so everyone can see how cute it is. I was practicing on her so I could do one on Tori before I ripped Tori's hair out. Do you guys remember hair wraps, how like cool they were? I used to always have a hair wrap, and then when I played soccer, I had to take it out, which was lame because it's just string. I'm like, whatever, you guys aren't cool. Okay, so we're getting towards the bottom, and this part always gets a little funny because it kind of bunches sometimes. That's fine, whatever you want. I take really small sections when I get to the bottom because I don't like that bunchy look. I call it the bunchy munchy. Nobody likes bunchy munchy. So make sure you're pulling it real tight so it's tight to your head. Okay, so when there's no more hair to braid, or to pull into your braid, I'm sorry, then you're just gonna braid it all the way down. If you see any stragglers, pull them in, guys. Pull those stragglers in. Sometimes if I have a straggler, I cut it off, but only if it's in my own hair. I have so much hair, it doesn't even matter. I'm like, oh, I missed a piece, bye, cut it. Okay, so here's our braid. Look how nice it is. I mean, it's kind of on the side of her head, but that's like the beauty of the braid. Like right now is like nothing is ever symmetrical straight anymore. And it's really fun to see everybody's twist on a braid. I mean, there's a bazillion ways you can do it. There's a bazillion ways you can dress it up. Yeah, so this is just a regular French braid. If you were to do 2 French braids, I would suggest before you braid, obviously, to split it in half or split it however you want. You're gonna split it, and section whatever hair you're not working with off completely with a ponytail. I use a ponytail all the time, and I put it super tight on the side of my head, nowhere near where I'm working. Also, like the Elsa braid is, well, that's like super cockeyed. I could consider this an Elsa braid. The Elsa braid is super in right now, and you know how it like curves around to the side of her head? Like I guess it's like this, and ends up on her shoulder, I guess. You can start this braid. You don't have to start right here. You can start it here. You can start it here. I mean, you literally can start it at any section of your head. I've seen people where they start it down here. They flip all their hair over and they braid it, French braid it this way. That's like super cool. I don't have hair on the back of my head right now, so I cannot show you that. But braids can be done any way that you want. So this is just a basic French braid, and now I'm going to take it out, and then I'm going to show you the inside out braid, and then just a way to do a fishtail braid, and then I'll show you like this cool little style that I like to do on some girls, because again, I have no hair under here. All my hair under here is extensions. So French braiding my hair is not an option.